Leviticus 6 verses 13 speaks of the altar, that God had commanded the children of Israel that the fire of the altar must be continuous. It must not go out. Now, Jesus has become that ultimate altar. He has become that ultimate altar. He is the altar that's in front of God, that is a barrier to our sin. So Jesus is the altar in heaven in front of God the Father that protects us, that saves us. Now, if you are seeking deliverance, you also need an altar, but you need an altar in front of Jesus Christ. Just as the altar in heaven that ministers to God the Father, it ministers to, it's a sweet aroma. Jesus' altar in front of God the Father is a sweet aroma. So must we have an altar. Now, Jesus talks about his altar. He says, Matthew 25:31-40, when he says, I was a stranger and you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. Jesus gave instruction of what his altar would look like. He says it. He tells you how you can create an altar, a continuous altar in front of him. Now, if you have an altar that from your ancestors that is very, very dark and it goes way back, you must continuously fan the flame of your altar in front of Jesus Christ, the righteous altar, to combat the darkness of the demonic altar. It's an altar where you are doing something for Jesus Christ, for deliverance, for your deliverance, for the purpose of your deliverance. You need an altar. Altar versus altar. Covenant versus covenant. So if you are struggling in your life and you are fighting against a dark altar, you need a new altar, and the flame of that new altar must always be shining bright before Jesus Christ. When that altar before Jesus Christ is shining bright, Jesus' altar in heaven, the altar in heaven that's in front of the Father, will respond to the wicked altar on earth that is against you, the demonic altar. I'll say it again.